Hello everyone! I'm going to show you how to build Claudina. She is this beautiful, amazing plugin that will connect directly to your Claude Code environment. And the reason why that's important is because Claude Code can control your computer. So I can say something to her like, "Hey Claudina, can you please open Google using the MCP server and write an email to my friend bob@gmail.com. And in the email say, hello Bob, this is AlphaStack." I can say something like that, and it's going to process my talking, and it's going to then act this out because it has access to Claude Code. Okay, there we go. I can see that she's now seen the new message, and you can see here, users asking Claudine to open Google. The next step is she's going to use Claude Code to actually open
I wish I
Google.
could help with that, but I can't open browsers
That's
or
actually a
send
lie.
emails. I'm just your desktop buddy for now.
She just
You
my
could
desktop
ask
buddy.
Claude Code directly, though. He's way better at that stuff.
You can actually force her to do it. Trust me, I've done it before. So if you want to build this and maybe modify it for your own purposes, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want to have a look, this is the website here. So without further ado, this is how you can build Claudina. The first thing you're going to want to do is go to my website, alphastack.fun/ I think it's Claudina plugin guide or something like that. You can check in the description for the link. That's going to give you the cheat sheet document. The cheat sheet document is this. Okay, so this is the document that you need. It will tell you how to do everything. And maybe we should go through this first. So here's all the different links that's going to be used, or different resources that's used to create the beautiful Claudina. Here it is. So one of the things that's used is Kokoro. Kokoro is a large language model. It is used for creating speech on a computer. You can see here it is text to speech. And the inverse of that is Whisper. Okay, Whisper is also a large language model, but it is used for speech to text, STT. Okay, so those two things together means she can talk to me and I can talk to her. I also have built in the ability to use Quen 3 TTS. I have a video on this, and the reason why I put this in is because this allows you to do like custom voices. So Kokoro is pretty good, but it has limitations on what the voice actually sounds like, whereas Quen, it can be whatever you want. So I built it in there. If you want to use it, you can. Just a precaution though, or just a warning that you need a pretty strong computer to run this effectively. If you turn it on a laptop like mine, it just slows down the system so much. Like each response is like 60 seconds, so just not doable. But I built it in case you want it. And the other thing we're going to be using is 3VRM. So the actual animation for Claudina, this is a VRM file. And so VRM is like a file that allows you to do these 3D models, but to use the files is quite complicated. And so there is an SDK which allows you to do that, and that's what we're using there. So all those links are in the cheat sheet. You don't actually have to look at this cheat sheet, by the way. What you're going to need to do is create a new file, new folder. I have Claudina plugin, and from my plugin, it's going to help you to download these. It'll do this automatically, but I'm just showing it to you just so you know. It's going to download a zip, and it's going to unzip that. And the most important things are here, right? So the animations, these are all the different things she can do. The voice. You guys want to
So
hear the
it's
voice?
not always about the ooh or the ara or the oni-chan. Sometimes it's just about the kimachi.
Anyways, I want to show that to you because that is the voice file I have. If you were going to use Quen, that is the voice file it will automatically train on. Yeah, so that's that. Anyways, these are the things you need. This is the VRM file, so that's what we're talking about for the animations. All of that should be then opened in Claude, or actually you can have, an empty folder, and all you got to do is drop in the cheat sheet that I have allowed you to download. So again, to get the cheat sheet, go to my website and download it there. But this is the cheat sheet. What I'm going to do is just, actually I'm just going to drag and drop it in. So where is that? That's right here. Drop that in here. And I'm going to say one shot this, please. Okay. And honestly, Opus and Claude Code is good enough to do all of this for you. And it's not because it's smart enough. It's actually because I was nice enough to spend days and days and days creating this cheat sheet for you to be able to automatically one-shot this. You can see the cheat sheet is very, very long. It is over, 25,000 tokens. So what it's going to do is it's going to break it down into chunks and start doing things. And this is going to take a while, guys. Again, there's a lot to build here. So while it's building, let me go back to the cheat sheet so you can actually see what it's doing. So this is Claudina, okay? The first, where is my little, here we go, yes, this is it. So this is Claudina. First, we're using Claude Code as the brain. you could use APIs. So an API is you're calling out to a website or calling out to a web server and it pings back the response. But Claudina is different because it's done as a plugin. It's done through Claude as a plugin, and the reason why that's important is because number one, it can use Opus and Sonnet and Haiku as the brain, but also Claude Code and Cowork, they have access to the computer. So Claudina can write your email. I can say, hey Claudina, open Gmail and write an email to my friend Bob, right? That kind of stuff. So that's why it's important that I note that this is in Claude Code. The other thing is it does have the typical things like a personality file. Right now I've made her default personality quite basic, but you can add to it later. Also memory, when you talk to her, she'll be able to like remember your name or anything that you want her to remember. Just to make sure that works, you may even say like, hey, save this to your memory. So yes, we have the brain, we have the MCP tools. Like I said, this is important because it's running through Claude, so she can control the browser, the file system, do web search, all that stuff. And kind of just so you know, the way this is working is when you talk to Claudina, it kind of sends it as a message into this kind of mailbox, and then Claude Code is looking at that mailbox. And so it'll see the mailbox, see your message, and then take an action on it. And two other things, there's an Electron window, that's what's used to actually make the floating animation. And there's also the Python server, which is handling things like the sounds, or you can see here, right? So Whisper, you talking to her, Kokoro, Quen3. Note that you should probably have a CUDA GPU for this. You could probably try to run it on a CPU, but it's going to be really, really slow. And yeah, everything else in this cheat sheet that I'm showing you here is pretty much for Claude Code. It's not really for us to read, but you could if you wanted to. For example, the file structure. I've been very, very particular about this because this is quite a complex project. And so I made this cheat sheet as rich and amazing as possible. I even have this, Claude Code settings. This is important because, as you can see, it's actually building everything and doing things without needing to click approve, approve, approve. And that's because one of the files, I can show it to you if you want, right here, one of the files in the zip that it downloads, see, it actually has some folders here. One of the files it downloads is this, the local settings. And so I've just allowed essentially everything. To be honest, you probably shouldn't do this for security reasons, but I know what is in the cheat sheet, so I feel comfortable doing it. And it's just saying, hey, you can use Python. Hey, you can use Bash. For example, Electron, right? Just by putting this in, it allows you to let it one-shot it. All right, so I've done a lot of talking. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this finish building, and then when it's done building, we can check the result. So once this is the case, once this is finished, I can show you it will look like this. And this is the entire plugin before things are installed. And so what you should do is you should actually zip that entire thing. Let me do that over here. Give me a second. I'm going to zip that folder. Zip, 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 zip. There we go, zipped. And then drop that zipped file in. So you go to the side menu here. This is in Claude Code or Claude Cowork, either one. You click on Customize. You click on the plus button here for Personalize Plugin. Okay? And then it says Upload Plugin, and then I can just drop that zip file right here. There we go. Nice and easy. Okay, so I'll go back to Claudina. Show you this. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, so I put that zip right here, and then upload. And it should be very, very quick. Boom, done. Okay. What I do recommend though is once you've installed it, I do recommend you restart Claude. This is so that the commands can actually be seen by Claude. So yeah, you should definitely restart after you do that. And then we're ready for the actual installing process, which takes the longest. So now, actually, you can see, if I type in this, you can see this is our plugin here that we just built. Okay, there's something for personality if you want to change how she talks. But right now, we're going to click Run. And what will happen is it's going to run all the starting scripts. So the first thing you'll see is like a text box here. I hope. If everything worked, you'll see a text box here. There we go. Okay, this is explaining how things work. Okay, so for example, right now it's going to install all the dependencies and it's saying, okay, well then it will, after you do that, it's going to start the Python text-to-speech and speech-to-text server. It's going to start the Electron app, and then Claudina will become alive. Okay, and then there's some controls here. So if you want to talk to her, you hold the left click onto her and then start talking. You'll see like a little red microphone button. If you want to move her around, you hold down the scroll button. So to move, you middle click and drag around. If you want her to be bigger or smaller, you scroll up or down with the scroll button. And then the last one is right click. So right click and drag, it kind of orbits her. And the last one is right click and tap, and that gives it the settings menu. Okay, and very, very important here actually is if you want to stop her, you have to open the settings menu and click quit. Okay. Also, the other thing too is the creator. So this is me. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. Lilith Lucent is the person that actually made the Claudina model, this thing. So she made this 3D model. So props to her. I wanted to give her some credit there. So that's her account right here, and that's everything. It says buy Claudina upgrades. I was going to make more stuff for this. Actually, tell you what, you guys, if you want me to continue developing Claudina, like if you want me to, I want to give her more abilities and skills and change her outfit and give her new voices and actions and all that good stuff. But I don't have time. So if you want me to do that, please leave a comment and I will start to actually build upgrades for her. Right now, you can just go to the website and you will see a little bit of information about her. You'll see my contact form. So in case you wanted to, if you want me to build something like this for your business, say you have like a, I don't know, a clothing business and you want to have like a little AI model that's made for you, I can do that for you. Just reach out. But for now, I'm going to stick with just the plugin, just with what I'm showing you right now. Okay, so all that said, it's doing all the setup stuff. So this is going to take a long time. And it's taken a long time because it needs to download a couple things. It's going to download the Whisper, the OpenAI Whisper model. It's just so the computer can hear us. It's going to install the Kokoro model so that it can talk back to us. It's also going to install things like Python. So if you don't have Python, it will auto-install that. Just a note on that, we're installing this into a virtual environment, which means all of the Python stuff is inside of this folder, okay, inside of this plugin folder right here. So all the Python stuff will be inside of this, which is good for you, so it doesn't mess up your computer, okay? The other thing it's going to do is it's going to install PyTorch and CUDA. And these are mandatory for things like Kokoro, okay? I think CUDA is not mandatory, but you should have it. So all that said, I'm going to pause the video. I will let it install, and then once it's done, we will actually see Claudina on the desktop. Okay, and before I pause, I just want to tell you that I don't have the best laptop, so maybe my video will get a little bit glitchy when she's running, but we'll try to deal with that when it comes. Okay, I finally have her working. Here we go. There were some bugs related to the speaking, but watch this. Hi, Claudina. If you can hear me, please do a beautiful dance. Pending, processing. You can see here, it found it. Okay, red. Come on. Let's see if you can hear it. There we go. Here's my message. Hi, Claudina. If you can hear me, please do a beautiful dance. So you can see that it actually heard my words. It's picked that up. And the next step would be she's going to respond to that. Okay? And my computer's going very, very slow because of OBS and everything I'm running right now. Yes, there we go. Another message. You want to dance? And so...
You got it. Here's my best moves just for you.
Oh, no, she didn't do a dance. She should... Oh, there we go. A little dance. Okay, so... yeah, this is running really slow on my computer, so I'm not going to do a full demo of this. If you guys want to build Claudina, you can. And like I said before, there's a little bug. The beauty of this is that I can edit things in here. Like I'll say, you can write whatever you want here. Okay, so I hope that's interesting and helpful for you. If you want to build your own Claudina, you should go to my AlphaStack website, download the cheat sheet, drop it in. Okay. If you want to download this as a full plugin, you have to contact me directly and I will help you out with that. Okay, or if you want me to custom build one for you, I can also do that. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.